Hello. Well, it's a white one this morning. Wasn't expecting to see that when I opened the curtains. But let's make a move and see what we can do. So this is some of our UK work. Now, I have to be very careful with this because these people don't like their business being on social media. So anybody that doesn't like the pixels, well, sorry, you have to put up with it, I'm afraid. So they have cleared quite a bit. I've picked the trailer up. The tractor's out clearing most of the yard, so we should be all right. Just give everything a bit of a wide berth. The thing is, with the UK, we don't really have weather. We don't have the big extremes. I mean, we don't have snow like they have in Scandinavia or the Alps or anything like that. We don't have the heat that they have in America or Spain. Well, I guess America has a lot of snow as well, doesn't it? But we sort of are never too high, never too low. We're just wet and rainy and windy. We sort of do that bit. Now we do a bit of snow, we do a bit of heat, but this is unusual. Snow is unusual for us. So the tractor's been down and cleared most of it off, and there's vehicles in and out all night, so that helps it not settle. The only problem is when we get out onto the industrial area, that's all private land. It doesn't belong to this company. It's an industrial area with lots of different companies on, but the actual roads don't belong to anybody. It belong to the industrial estate people. So that's the thing. And I think that might be where it isn't cleared yet. I don't know if you can tell from here. It's not that it's particularly thick, it's just that this trailer has got very little wheels on the back. I'm only a 2-axle unit, so obviously then I haven't got the weight holding it down so much. And this, I don't think you can tell really, but this is downhill. This is downhill with a sweeping bend round to the right. So all in all, it's best just to take it steady. Like, they haven't cleared any of this at all. You can see it's the only reason it's cleared a bit is where traffic's backwards and forwards in. So it's not like anybody's done any clearing here at all. It is very cold, so what's happened is the slush now is freezing, which obviously making it skiddy a bit. Although it's stopped snowing right now, I think it's just that the slush is now just turned into ice, so kind of that's even worse. mean, this snow has been forecast for a few days now, so you would have thought that the people at Only Estate would have been out and even just put some grit down, if nothing else. The company's been putting it down in their own yard, and obviously they've arranged for the tractor driver to come and push everything out of the way. But you'd have thought the industrial estate people, whoever own it, would have been out and gritted these roundabouts, because it's just a maze of roundabouts as you go along here. I think it'd be all right now. So it's black, but it's just frozen slush. So I'm just going to take it steady, go around the roundabouts and get up to the main road. Main road should be done. Obviously the council do that. So we've successfully gone around the roundabouts. Now, if I can get to these traffic lights while they're still on green, that'll be a result, because we don't want to be stopping and starting again if we can help it. The idea of snow is to stay off the brakes and keep it nice and steady. And yay, no, that's a result. Like I said, it's not so much a snow, it's just that it's now starting to freeze again. So it's kind of gone a bit like glass, as you can see. The council haven't cleared this, look. I presume that they've salted it, gritted it, but they haven't actually cleared the snow away. Not doing too bad with these traffic lights, look. Most of them are on green. Yeah, let's just cut across in front of you. You carry on, mate. Any lane will do. We'll just avoid you. You would think they'd have a bit more sense in this weather. To give people a bit of context, this is the A5 just going past Tamworth. My friend used to drive a grit lorry. He works for the council or an agent of the council, and he used to do it every year. He's too high up now to do it, but he was saying that it's a mixture of grit and salt that they put down, and the best thing to do with it is to drive on it, because it spreads it even more and gets it down onto the tarmac, stops everything freezing, because then it's a layer underneath, which is why they go out gritting before it gets too cold. So the best thing to do is to drive on it, when you can see that by the way this has worked. Because even if they've gritted it everywhere, then it's because people are driving on the inside lane that it's cleared. this company that we're doing this work for, they give us a route that we have to follow, and if you need to go off route, then you're supposed to ring them and ask them, because they're 16 foot 4 trailers, which is roughly 5 meters. Obviously some diversions aren't suitable, so they give you a route that they know is suitable, that their vehicles do every time, and if the road's closed or anything happens and you get put off route, then you're supposed to ring them and they will tell you whether the route that you're going on is going to be suitable for that vehicle. Now, it drives me potty, and I have to say that, because I'm not into micromanagement, but I do understand that that's how they run their company, and that's how I do it, because that's what I'm told to do. But I'm not good at not thinking. This bend's a bit wide, isn't it? I don't really want to just slide it onto the motorway. Doesn't look like any gritting's been done here at all, does it? I don't know why that would be. This is the M6 toll, or the slip road onto the M6 toll. Might just be the slip road. When we get down, the motorway should be clear. Wonder why the slip roads haven't been done then. But yeah, I don't like this micromanagement thing. I'm not good at not thinking. But obviously that's how they run their business. They take full responsibility for everything, and they just want you to rely on them. So that's what we do. We just do it their way as much as... that's better. That looks a bit better. Look, there's a gritter going down there, look. Now, why hasn't the slip road been done then? That's bizarre, isn't it? Now, if the weather was really bad, I'd just stay behind the gritter, but it's not that bad. I have actually been up mountains and down mountains by just following the gritter. And when they got to the top, they turned off, put their hand up, and I said thank you very much. But there was nobody else on the road apart from me, and I just thought, follow that gritter. Once passed, it's all right, because he's obviously been up and down here a few times. Actually only going up to Knowsley, up by Liverpool, but this bit here seems to be not as good as the bit when I got on the motorway. Don't know whether it's going to be worse up there. It is north, but it's not that far north, unless it's different councils are doing it in a different order, maybe. We haven't done too bad coming up here. This is the M57. We're just coming up onto the 580 here. It seemed worse in the middle, and then it seemed to ease off. Then it's a bit white here, but I mean it's not too bad. And compared with other countries, like I said, Norway, Sweden, Alaska, Canada, parts of America. Compared with them, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. But for some reason, because we don't have a lot of it, it becomes like a national incident, and nobody ever seems prepared for it. this road than I was expecting. I thought this would have been quite clear. I mean, like I said, it's not thick, but just got to watch that it doesn't freeze again. It's actually getting on to 5 o'clock now, so people will start getting up for work, and this will soon clear once people start driving on it. Right at this roundabout. It's not too bad. See, underneath it's just water, so it's just slush. As long as it doesn't settle again, sorry, it doesn't freeze, then it all should be fine. It seems a bit warmer up here than it did a couple of hours ago, so it's staying snow rather than freezing on top. It's just the slush when that freezes, it just makes it like a skating rink. Well, that was handy. The security man was standing by, come and let me in with his pass. It's one of those places where at the middle of the night you never know which button to press, because you don't know who's in which office. Not all the offices are manned, so you kind of have to press one button, wait for that, and then press the other button and wait for that one, see who's going to answer the button. You're going to hear the fridge cutting in. I think it's one of the few times it's cut in coming up the road here. It's not really. It's probably even heating. It's set at +2. It's probably heating rather than chilling. We made it here. Still all very white and everything, but we made it. It's not a disaster. It just I just thought it might be interesting for some of the people to know how their product still gets to them in the middle of the night when it's snowing. It was a bit slippy getting on a bay, bit of a back and forward, but we got there and unloaded now, so once we're done we shall make a move. Everything's melting now, so everything should be a quiet ride home. Some of the little van drivers, the delivery drivers, were a bit worried. They're going into some rural parts of Wales, I think the lady was saying, and she was a bit worried, didn't know what the roads were like out there. I said, well, you can only do what you can do. I said, don't put yourself at harm. Tried to give her a bit of advice. Nice young lady, only, I don't know, early 20s I would say. So we'll get the doors shut and we'll be on our way. see what I mean here is that this hasn't been gritted, but because the grit has gone onto the tyres of the cars, it spreads in, so when you drive over it, it spreads onto the bits that aren't gritted, so it just clears as it goes, sort of thing. It lands on a different bit of tarmac and it clears. So the best thing to do with grit is to drive on it. Still a bit white here. I don't think it's too bad. It is still snowing though, so it might just be that the fresh snow has covered the tracks. It isn't thick. It isn't thick, so you know it should be okay. Now some people might be thinking, well, why don't you put snow chains on? Why don't you put snow socks on? Now, although chains and socks are not illegal in the UK, there has to be special conditions met. Now, this isn't thick enough to warrant putting chains on, because what will happen is that you'll damage your tyres and you'll damage the road surface, so it's pointless. I mean, if you lived up in Scotland where they have more snow, deeper snow and more regular than they do down here, maybe it's worth you having chains, maybe, but then maybe it's just worth making sure you've got a kettle of hot water and something to eat and not going out of it, maybe. But maybe if you lived up there, winter tyres would be a better option than chains or something. I don't know, I don't live there, only somebody up there could tell you. But I know down in England it really doesn't get bad enough to warrant snow chains or socks. But if you are going into Europe and say Germany, like I said, Germany, Swiss, Austria, there are, even Italy, there are countries that at certain times of the year specify that you must carry chains. Whether you put them on or not, that's up to you. Whether you just park up and pull the curtains around and make a cup of tea, that's completely up to you. But there's still, their rules and regulations of the roads say that you have to carry them. So before, if you go into those countries, sort of September through to February, just check the regulations of what you're supposed to carry, because you know you can fall short of these things just for the sake of having them. So we're back out onto the motorway now. Everything's fine. We'll just take a gentle ride home. There's no problem now, it's all just going away. So not that there was a lot of it, like I said, but I just thought people might like to see something a bit different. So thanks for coming along. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and ring the little bell. And thank you to everybody that's bought me a coffee. That keep me great in this weather, and bought merch, and everybody that I've seen a few people and I've given my stickers out. So if you see a sticker, thank you very much, and I shall catch up with you next time. Bye.